A key part of our well-being are interpersonal relationships. And we know that from a workplace standpoint, as well as personally, that we are always interacting with other people. And while there are times where this is very enjoyable, there are going to be other times where conflict is going to arise. Maybe it's the fact that someone is saying or doing something that upsets us or doesn't align with what we would like them to be doing. It could be other times that someone says something and it just truly hurts our feelings, or over time there are ongoing actions and we are not sure how to communicate that we need to see that change, but we know that we want to do that in a way that is respectful to the other person and that it can be heard. The best way to be able to have that communication and to not put someone else on the defensive, but to recognize that the only thing that we can change are ourselves, with that is going to be the usage of I statements. I statements give us that opportunity to share how we are feeling and what we are thinking when someone behaves in a specific way. It allows us to communicate with the other person about the changes that we would like to see in the way that they talk to us and the way that they behave, without attacking them or putting them on the defensive, but also sharing what differences we need to see. And while it may seem simple, we know that there's always the difference between simple and easy, so it will take some practice. But to practically think through how we do this, for instance, say that someone was leaving their mess everywhere and you feel like you are constantly having to clean up after them. If you go to someone and tell them that they're really messy and that you feel like they're being lazy, that may not be received as well as sharing with someone that when you leave clutter everywhere, that makes it difficult for me to work, or that makes me feel like you're disrespecting me and my space. So that's one of the first ways when we think about different strategies for I statements. We can share the when you, stating the specific action that the individual is taking and then how that's making us feel. When you do this, it makes me feel this way. I would really appreciate it if you would try to adjust this. Or when you do this other thing, that's going to help me to feel better in this other way. Additionally, you can share with I feel and share how you feel inside when someone does a certain thing. You can even get to the I imagine if you want to try to put yourself in the other person's place. I imagine that you are doing this for these reasons, but we want to be cautious and careful because sometimes we can still come across in a way that may seem like we're still attacking them or not being as genuine. And it is okay to state that I need or I want in sharing the thing that you're frustrated with. But in general, we find that if we lead with what the actual action is, then we're taking the person out of it. We're not saying that you are lazy for not picking up after yourself. We're just stating when you leave your things all around. Or when you do not hit a certain deadline, then I feel like you're not respecting my time, or you feel like your time is more important than mine. So we can still share what we want to get across and communicate the need, but do it in a way that is more approachable. And we know that when we're doing this and we're improving our communication style, it helps to improve our interpersonal relationships, both personally and professionally, which then has a significant impact on our overall well-being. Be well.